In the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, The Freak Book, protagonists Larry David and Jeff Green sneak a book of photos of genetically deformed human beings into a party. The two quickly receive well-deserved comeuppance for the insensitive move, but the episode refers to a common trait. People are fascinated with human mutations. And far from ghastly photographs from a curious sideshow, some genetic mutants are blessed with what can only be called superpowers. Here are 5 people from our past and present with incredible and surreal genetics. Let's begin. Number 5, Mr. Eats All. Did you ever hear someone say, "If it doesn't quit raining, I'll eat my hat"? Well, Frenchman Michael Latito could say it and then actually eat the hat. Latito, known in Europe as Mr. Eats All, was a stage performer whose genetic mutations allowed him to eat steel, plastic, and other objects for disbelieving crowds. A disorder known as pica gave Michael the appetite for eating strange and toxic materials not associated with food, and thicker than usual stomach lining protected against any short or long-term health effects. Some of Latito's famous stunts included eating a bicycle piece by piece, wolfing down a disassembled shopping cart, and even consuming an airplane, a feat which took 2 years. Number 4, Marfan, not Martian. Fans of horror will be familiar with our next genetically mutated subject, the actor and director Javier Botet. Botet has starred in Mama, The Conjuring 2, and is currently acting in a remake of Stephen King's It, but what makes this young cinematic talent so intriguing to filmmakers and so spooky looking to audiences is nothing less than a genetic condition. Botet suffers from, or is blessed with, Marfan syndrome, which affects the tissues that connect our limbs and organs. Marfan patients tend to be extremely tall and spindly, with elongated arms and fingers, and possess a contortionist's ability to flex joints and muscles. Check out Javier in this test footage from Mama, in which the actor unveils his awesome flexibility. Number 3, Taylor's terrific lashes. Elizabeth Taylor was one of the greatest movie stars of the 20th century, known for her stunning, mesmerizing violet eyes. But the actress had a secret weapon. Her beauty was in part due to a seldom-seen genetic mutation. Taylor possessed a rare mutation called distichia, in which eyelashes develop abnormally in weird places on the eyelid. However, in her case, the disorder created a beautiful, almost symmetrical set of double eyelashes that kept audiences swooning on the way home from the cinema. Number 2, the fearsome Frenchman. Pro wrestlers often brag that their impressive bodies come from nothing more than training, vitamins, and living well. But in the case of legendary grappler Andre the Giant, a genetic disorder was responsible for the awe-inspiring visuals that hooked many a young fan of the squared circle. Andre suffered from gigantism, a mutation that causes the body to grow and gain strength at an abnormal rate and never stop growing. The condition would take his life at a relatively young age, but not before a fascinating career in wrestling, acting, and making merry behind the scenes. One remarkable tale of the French Giant's power involved 4 drunk men picking a fight with Andre in an English pub. The gigantic gentleman is said to have gotten so mad, he chased the quarrelsome quartet into the street and lifted their car onto the sidewalk. When police arrived a few minutes later, the men could only stammer that an angry giant had disabled their automobile. Number 1, the Elephant Man. Called by publicists the most remarkable man to ever draw the breath of life, Joseph Merrick was a severely deformed, genetically mutated patient who became known as the Elephant